the one that I really loved reflecting on, the one I pinched myself, is I was in that last race alongside Michael Phelps when he won 8 gold medals in Beijing. I was 2 lanes away with the British team. We finished sixth as a relay as a four, and being part of that was just phenomenal. At the time, I was really disappointed because whilst the American team were phenomenal, and there was other colour medals that were up for grabs, and we just didn't perform as well on the day. But my performance, my individual performance in that team, was the best I ever did, and that was the last time I ever raced, and I really didn't hit a pool again after that. And I feel really satisfied deep down in my heart that my best performance was my last one, because I know a lot of athletes who fizzle out and they come back because they don't know where to go, what to do. I didn't want to be that guy. I wanted to be that guy who reached his peak, found his peak, felt satisfied with his peak, and then walked off. And that's exactly what I did. I realized at that point that whilst I was heading for something that was inevitable, like a cliff edge, actually that's the best way to do it, is to leave your best behind and give it everything you've got. Because that's what success really is. Success isn't always a gold medal. It isn't always the best time. It is your best time. And that's completely changed the way I view competition now and the way I operate in my new business life.
When you were thinking about retiring or ending your swimming career, what was the main thing that was making you make that decision? Was it the competition is getting younger but you said that your best performance was your last performance. Did you not feel that you had anything else to prove to yourself?
That's a really good question, that one. I reached a stage where I just didn't feel as passionate about it, and I didn't want to fall out of love with swimming. I'm an all or nothing character. I'm all or nothing. I either eat the full plate of food or nothing at all. there's no leftovers on the plate for me. And I'm like that with everything, and I have to manage that. It's quite a hard thing. I can't just go for a run. I have to go for the run, the ultimate run. I don't just go for a run. I try a marathon. And I'm like that with everything that I do. And I think that comes from that perfectionist mindset. And when I really sat down before Beijing, I worked out and understood that the next 4 years following that weren't meant to take. There was just a different feeling about the planning. But we put something in place just in case I came back and felt different. And I didn't. I just knew it was time to move on. The scary bit was what to. That was the real scary bit. When I did move on, and I'm so grateful I did, because like I say, I can walk away now and say my last ever race, my last ever pool visit was an Olympic final where, it was part of world swimming history. I mean, 8 gold medals with 7 world records. Michael Phelps is just the biggest legend going. It's just phenomenal. Guy's a hero. And yeah, just to be anywhere near and part of it is just, it's a dream.
Looking post-career, do you ever get that itch to maybe I want to compete again, or I want to get back into that competitive style? Or are you happy with what you're doing and cheering on your country wherever they're at?
Yeah, again, the latter. There's 2 things I love. I love one fact is I could not have got any more out of my own career, and I feel really proud of that. There's nothing more. Yes, I would have loved different outcomes. That's different. But when I look at how I delivered the process, I don't feel like I could have done anything different. I don't feel like I didn't ask myself any tough questions. I asked myself the toughest questions I possibly could, and I reached my 100%. But the second thing that I absolutely love is I've come into this new chapter, and that's how I see it, this new chapter that I started. And I went at it with an experimental mindset of I'm just going to experiment. I'm just going to try a load of things. And if they don't work, just like any good experiment, there's no such thing as failure. You just get results. You might not like the results, and you might have to go back and change the methodology. And I changed the methodology a lot in the last 10 years, Alex, a lot. But eventually I reached a position now where, you know, I may have turned right one time, then left the next, and now I'm just slowly bringing it back to the center. And I would say the last 4 years, yeah, maybe the last 5 years, I'm more successful than I've ever been in so many areas of my life, personal, business, personal development. You know, there's so many areas of my life that I feel like something's happening, something's moving again. You know, I am seeing success starting to come back. But the thing I was really frightened of, and I think a lot of people are, and you might help me out on this as well, is I was frightened to start again, and that's the bit that I was really scared of. I was scared of being a novice again. I was scared of being in a position of vulnerability to go, I need help on everything, not just one thing. And I ended up getting into positions where I was, because I was frightened to start again, I wasn't starting things properly. I was trying to start on step 19 instead of just going to step one and just taking the vulnerable path.